Hi, my name is Curtis Kennedy, and today I will be teaching you a lesson on what to wear while sailing. Now, what to wear while sailing. It's a very important topic. The items you choose can determine what type of day you're going to have. They're very much based on what the weather is, and so I'm here to teach you on what types of weather you should wear certain types of clothing in. Wearing different types of clothing can help prevent the following conditions, for example, hypothermia in cold weather, heat stroke, heat exhaustion, sunburn, and dehydration in warm weather, and drowning can be prevented in any type of weather by wearing a personal flotation device. The proper clothing and equipment, such as water or sunscreen, can help prevent any of these from happening, such as dehydration can be prevented by bringing water, or hypothermia can be prevented by wearing something warm, and it can protect you from items on these lists. So to protect yourself from drowning, you wear a personal flotation device. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you think of items of clothing that could help protect you in certain weather situations, and I want to see what you guys come up with. What to wear when sailing is often a very, very difficult task. There are many different types of weather that you can have, such as windy or rainy, really hot and sunny, or really cold. So today we'll focus on those three. And it's very broad, what we're going to be doing in class today. However, I believe that you can combine techniques from a variety of these weather situations to best suit your sail. So first off, I'm going to ask for a very hot day. So there's lots of sun and there's not much cloud cover. It's really, really warm. What would you wear? Sharon.
A hat.
You.
A broad-brimmed hat to protect your ears and your face.
Thank you. So you would want to wear a hat. It provides great facial protection.
Broad-brimmed.
Broad-brimmed. That is a very, very excellent suggestion. Broad-brimmed hats are great at protecting you from the sun. Anything else? Mitch?
Sunblock?
Some sunblock. Excellent. Now, when choosing sunblock, what do you have to take into consideration?
The sun protection factor?
So the SPF? Yeah.
SPF.
So, for example, if you're wearing a sunscreen with a low SPF, it's not going to protect you very well. So, sunblock.
And probably having it waterproof would be helpful.
Yes. Waterproof. Now, what would you wear? What else would you wear? Mitch, I haven't heard from you. What would you like to say?
I'd be wearing sunglasses.
Sunglasses. Excellent, excellent suggestion. Protect your eyes. You don't want to burn your eyes. Yep.
If it's very warm, I think I would have on my bathing suit plus a light long sleeve shirt because you don't want to get burnt.
Okay. Bathing suit. And light shirt. Now, say that shirt that you're talking about is called a sunscreen shirt.
A sunbelt.
Sunveil shirt. Now it protects you from UV rays, but if you didn't have that, a t-shirt is fine as long as you put on a lot of sunblock.
Okay.
To protect your nose with sunblock, now I know you guys haven't mentioned this, but you might want to wear some zinc.
Zinc.
It's a zinc stick. It provides excellent protection, and your nose is one of the things that generally gets burnt. What else would you want to have out on the water?
Water.
You want to have water.
Water on the water.
Water on the water, exactly, Mitch. Now, I know you've been with us a few times, so what else would you want to have on the water at all times, Mitch?
Your PFD.
Yes.
Your life jacket.
Good job, Sharon.
That was my answer.
Okay. And finally, the last thing.
Um, I don't know, I prefer to wear gloves on my hands to protect my hands, especially on a windy day.
Good. Gloves are excellent. Gloves protect your hands. Sailing gloves are ideal, but in a pinch you can do with bicycle gloves. Now, let's move on to our cold day. So, start off, Mitchell, what would you want to wear on a cold day?
On a cold day, I would probably be wearing some kind of windbreaker jacket, at least, and perhaps some layer up, basically. But to start with, a jacket for sure.
A jacket. Good job. And that jacket would be waterproof, correct?
That's right.
Waterproof. Now, Sharon, do you have any ideas on what you would else you would wear?
I think you'd have to wear long pants, preferably like sweatpants with splash pants over, you know, to kind of break the wind or something.
Good. Long pants are essential. Splash pants would be good. Sweatpants underneath. Generally, on a cold day, you might want to wear a wetsuit out, depending on the weather
okay.
conditions, and that is plenty warm itself if you get a full-length wetsuit like the one we have here.
Here, okay. Now for your feet, you probably want on a day like that to have a good neoprene boot on your foot, right?
Yeah.
On your feet to keep them warm.
So what you're talking about, they're called booties.
Booties.
So you can find them at sailing stores, such as Pride Marine in Kingston.
What's the point for
Uh,
booties?
yeah, booties. Sorry.
That's okay.
Now they're just neoprene boots, and they come up to about mid-shin, pretty
Okay.
much. So Mitch, I haven't heard from you. What would you think?
Oh, well, I think that I'd want to wear a hat on my head, because most of your heat loss comes through your head.
Yeah, so a warm hat, maybe a toque. Now,
Gloves?
gloves, yeah, and they're a special type of gloves. They're neoprene gloves. They're like a wetsuit, and you can strap them onto your hands, and they'll hold water, and they'll keep your hands warm, which is fairly essential.
Okay. Long pants, jacket.
Long pants and jacket. Anything else you guys can think of?
If it's particularly cold and rainy or damp, I'd put a rain suit on.
Rain suit. Good job. Now, that can come in the form of a splash top or like a spray top. And you can also have a dry top as well. Those are expensive. However, a jacket and a rain suit, those will do in a pinch instead of those things. Those are generally a bit more expensive. Now, what else do you need on the water at all times?
Your life jacket.
PFD. And in this case, some cold days in the summer, you might need sunscreen. Even though it's cold, that doesn't mean that the UV rays are still coming in. So sunscreen is a good thing.
Okay.
Sunscreen. Okay, so now we have that. We're going to do a windy and a rainy day. All right, so let's lead off with
We still should
Mitch.
have water though with us, right? Water or some kind of hot beverage
Water is a good idea to have with you
at all times.
at all times. If you want to keep hydrated, sailing is a sport.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so windy, rainy day. Let's lead off with Mitch.
Well, if it's a windy, rainy day, I'd wear rain gear.
Rain gear. Good idea. Rain gear. Just like we had with the cold, right?
Yeah.
Keep the water out so you don't get hypothermia.
And I'd have on that rain gear, I'd have a hood on it to keep the rain off my head.
Can you expand on what type of rain gear? What are the different options?
All right, that's an excellent question, Sharon. Type of rain gear. Now, just a regular type of rain gear would look like this, just like a rain jacket. See, it has a hood on it, so it'll keep out the spray from all sides.
So you would have like a heavy neoprene fleece underneath, and then this would just be your additional protection?
Yes, you have that, or you would have a wetsuit or a dry suit.
Okay.
You can also have splash pants,
Yeah.
which help keep out the water as well. You can get special pants for sailing, like by Gill or something like that. You can have a splash top, and that's just basically a rain suit that has a sealable neck,
Okay.
and the pants have sealable ankles that keep out the water.
Water, all right.
So that is that. As well, what else would you want? I mentioned some of the stuff in there.
Gloves, you'd like to have gloves, I would imagine, to keep your hands warm.
Gloves, good. Mitch?
I would say you probably still want to have that personal flotation device at all times.
Good job. PFD. Can't stress that enough. You need a PFD when sailing.
Okay.
Mitchell?
I can't think of anything else.
You
Probably
want it.
something dry on your feet, like boots or
Rain boots.
rain boots.
Booties?
Now, you'd want to have something, like a hat of sorts, of, you know, like a toque or something that would go underneath your hood of your raincoat, right?
If it was cold.
If it was cold.
Yeah.
So if it's raining, maybe just the hood? I
Yeah.
guess.
So, yeah, toque is a good idea, Sharon. That's a good idea. How about a wetsuit or dry suit?
Yeah.
Right? You want
Mhm.
that.
Okay.
Suit?
Now, you might want to know where you're sailing when you're putting this on, because remember, some water is colder than others. Like, for example, the Bay of Quinte is a very shallow bay. So you're not going to really need like a wetsuit or a dry suit in it, because the water is generally warm through when you're going to be sailing in the summer. Lake Ontario is very deep, and the water is generally very cold. So you have to look at where you're sailing when choosing this.
Type of gear?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now,
You probably still want to have your sunscreen, right?
exactly, sunscreen, because even though the sun is not out, UV rays can still cause you sunburn.
It would probably be important for it to be waterproof on a
Yes.
rainy day because it'll just wash off otherwise.
Good job, Mitch. Waterproof is essential for when you're sailing, because you don't want that to wash off. Now, we have reached the end of our windy, rainy day module for this lesson. All right, so now for the next part of my lesson, we're going to play a game. So it's called Dress the Instructor. What you need to do is I will give you a scenario, and you're going to dress me according to what I have to wear in that scenario. So it could be hot, it could be cold, it could be windy or rainy. You gotta use the clothes on the table in front of you to provide me with the best outfit for this situation. So we're gonna start off. It's going to be a cold, rainy day. Just a lovely day for sailing.
Okay.
All right, so let's start off with Sharon.
Well, you would probably first and foremost want to put on your long wetsuit to keep you warm and protect you from the weather. I know it's very difficult to get in, so we'll just kind of hold it up for everybody to view.
All right, well, yes, that's true. You'd want a wetsuit. Mitch?
Next, you probably want to put on your boots before you get going, your booties before you get going anywhere.
Yes, booties are a must. You need booties. All right, Mitchell.
You put a toque on,
Toque on.
so keep your head warm.
Prevent heat loss. Good job.
Okay.
Sharon.
You would want to put on your rain pants to
Good.
help keep you dry.
Oh, keep me dry. All right, Mitch.
Well, then you'd want to follow that up, I suppose, with your rain jacket with hood because you want to keep the spray out of your face.
Good job. All right, Mitchell.
Well, you also want to make sure that you're putting on your personal flotation device.
Excellent. PFD at all times.
And
Sharon.
And you would need to have your gloves to keep your hands warm because they probably get quite cold being exposed to the wind and the rain.
Good job. Yes. And what type of gloves would these be?
Sailing gloves.
So neoprene gloves. Yes. Keep the water.
Neoprene gloves.
Yeah. All right. And Mitch.
You definitely want your two constants in every scenario. You need water and sunblock.
All right.
Waterproof
Well,
sunblock.
thank you very much. That's a good job, all of you. So that's the end of the lesson. Thank you very much for participating.